My friends, I hope this very up-close view of my stupid-looking face shows that I am deeply upset in that I missed a week of recording. However, that said, the time has come. Okay, so this weekend is the Tundra Tourney. What is the Tundra Tourney, you might ask? It is a single battle format tournament where basically any Pokemon, with the exception of Calyrex, is allowed to be used so long as it belongs to the Crown Tundra Pokédex. The team that we have is Darmanitan, Lapras, Regidrago, Virizion, Metagross, and Sylveon. And my opponent looks like they have a hard Trick Room team with Glastier, Hatterene, Snorlax, Spiritomb, and Zapdos. So I think, whereas this is singles, I don't have to worry about redirection or anything, so whatever the hard Trick Room setter is, I think Darm will happily do a lot of damage to it. I will bring Sylveon, because I have Shadow Ball on here, which can hit Hatterene and Chandelure super effectively. And lastly, I think we're going to bring our weakness policy Lapras. So let's see how this goes. I can already hear the computer heating up, so that's not a good sign. So this is my first battle of the tournament. As far as the weekend goes, I think aside from today, the rest of the weekend is pretty much a wash. So I'm going to try to do as many battles today as I can and get them on video. So my opponent is leading Zapdos into my Darmanitan. I think this is a good call for a Rock Slide. And it is regular Zapdos, which can be bulky, but because it's not Galarian Zapdos, it's electric flying. So this Rock Slide should be big damage, assuming his Thunderbolt doesn't. I hung on with 1 HP. That is Life Orb Zapdos, so that's very nice to know. Yeah, so I almost traded Darm for nothing. Darm landed a crit. That probably mattered. I got really lucky with hanging on with 1 HP. This Darm is the one from my last video where I played around with Coaching Riolu. So it's 252 attack and speed. And because of Hatterene, I think we are going to just sack Darm and go for a full-on Flare Blitz to get as much damage as possible. I mean, I'm going to go down to my own recoil anyway, so might as well go out with a bang. I hope this doesn't backfire. Get it? Backfire, fire. My mom thinks it's funny, okay. So Hatterene is hanging on with a Focus Sash. Darm goes down, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Like I said, I was expecting that. So whatever my opponent's got, they've got a Hatterene with 1 HP, so I highly doubt it's going to be Gigantamax Hatterene. So Sylveon is going to come in here, and let's see what we can do. I'm not too concerned. I think I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice and try to proc my Throat Spray. And then depending on what the third Pokemon is... Okay, so I'm going to be at neutral by the end of this. Depending on what the third one is, I'll Dynamax Sylveon, or I'll wait till Lapras comes in. So Hatterene is down. I'm actually pretty pleased with how this is going, because I don't normally handle Trick Room well. That said, it's the first match of the tournament, so... my first match, so anyways. I could still mess this up somehow. And the final one is Glastier. And I'm pretty sure... yeah, I don't think I want Lapras to handle this one-on-one, because this thing does get close combat. And because it's the only thing left. Oh. I just realized it might have a weakness policy on here. I'm gonna go for a max strike, which is gonna turn into, which should turn into max starfall. So basically, I don't have to worry about some status, get whatever amount of chip damage I can get into this thing first, then hit it with a max flare. I'm worried about proccing the weakness policy when it's still at full, but if I can get as much damage into it as possible before I hit it with a fire type attack, that should be good. Not gonna lie, since this meta has started, I have had problems with Glass Treer, so that is something I'm gonna have to learn how to overcome if I want to go any further, but it is what it is. We have Sylveon with almost all of its HP. We're at 310 out of 400, which is not bad. That max steel spike is going to hurt a lot. Oh, that was pretty stupid of me to waste my Dynamax. 22 HP. That said, I'm not proccing his weakness policy, so that's the other thing. Darm would have been very nice here, but oh well. With Hatterene getting Trick Room out, Darm wouldn't have done anything. But at the same time, still would have been a little bit nice for the back pocket, because I could probably stall out. Trick Room with Lapras. Now that I'm thinking about it in retrospect. And no, that's max break. After a max steel spike, it's a +1 above defenses. So I'm expecting the third attack to probably be a max knuckle. I'm sending Sylveon. There's Blasters chilling Nay. The nice thing is I am weakness policy Lapras, so if I can survive this, unfortunately I don't think I'm gonna come out of this on the winning side though. I think I started strong, but don't think this was really. Oh, should have Hydro Pumped. We hit Thunderbolt instead. I'm used to doubles where you get the option of going back. And that's a one-shot, so yeah, we lost this one, but that's okay. First match of the tournament, and we will see how this goes. So we got Regieleki, Mimikyu, Frostmoth, which that's interesting. I don't think I've ever really gone up against Frostmoths before. Galarian Moltres, Absol. I respect the spice on the Absol, and Registeel. So, what do I bring? Mimikyu in general could be a good lead because of Disguise. It would give it a free turn of setup. Regieleki can be good for my opponent to lead as well because of how naturally fast it is. It's gonna outspeed my entire team regardless. Let's see, I like Metagross for Frostmoth and Mimikyu. Double check my match real quick. So my Metagross is Bullet Punch, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Meteor Mash. So the nice thing about that is I can at least hit it. I can hit Frostmoth really hard. I can hit Registeel for super effective damage. Oh, I have 18 seconds. Yeah, we're gonna go Sylveon, Darm, and Metagross. So let's see how this goes. At this point, I probably could have just let the timer run down and go with the 3, because, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel as witty about this one. That might be because of the sting of the loss. Oh, Regieleki, floor's lava. Now, I wanna Hyper Voice, but I think this will either Light Screen or Eerie Impulse, which can be a pain in my butt. But at the same time, I'm gonna commit to the Hyper Voice, get the attack buff, or special attack buff, I really should say. So there's the Light Screen, which I'm okay with. I'm gonna Hyper Voice. Regieleki itself is not the most defensively durable, so that special attack boost will help. Now the question is, do they go for a reflect or do they go for damage? Because if they go for damage, I can Psyshock and take advantage of their physical defense stat, or I can just go Mystical Fire and take down their special attack stat by 1. I'm gonna Mystical Fire. I feel like they're gonna go for a Reflect here. Yeah, they went for the Reflect, so this Psyshock would have been a good opening move, I guess. Probably would have been more, but I like that special attack buff I just got. Now, I wonder if this is Light Clay Regieleki, because if it is, then that's 8 turns. And it's apparently not, because it's telling me there's 4 of Reflect and 3 of Light Screen. So, I think from here, I'm just going to Hyper Voice. Regieleki could Volt Switch. Thunder Cage. I've never seen this before, so ooh, that's cool looking. I'm glad that I weakened that special attack stat. So Regieleki's going down, and that should free me from... Yeah, it's going to free me from Thunder Cage. So, because it's a trapping move, for those who don't know, the trapping effect only lasts so long as the user is still on the field. Alright, so Mimikyu is here. So Mimikyu's probably going to set up. It more than can set up because of its disguise and because it has both its screens from Regieleki. So that's going to be a Swords Dance off of Mimikyu, which is something I do need to respect damage-wise. Sylveon's going to break the disguise and get a little bit of chip into Mimikyu. And the nice thing about the Gen 8 change to disguise is now Mimikyu takes a little bit of damage, so at least I don't have to worry about a Focus Sash. Because that was a thing in Gen 7. But now I'm worried this is going to Dynamax and have a weakness policy, which would be very disgusting. I hate it when I'm right. God damn it. So I'm right about the Dynamax. Am I right about the weakness policy? Part of me was expecting it to Shadow Sneak, but the Sylveon I'm running is not very fast speed-wise. So it could have just straight up outsped me with a Shadow Ball or Pyra. Okay, so there goes Sylveon, unfortunately, but Sylveon got rid of Regieleki. I don't think the crit mattered because it's at +2. Now the question is, because I don't remember who I brought. Did I bring Metagross? Oh, it's Life Orb. I did. Okay, so now the question is, do I want to Dynamax Metagross and risk taking the Ghost-type damage, or do I go Darm and try to force my way through with straight power? We're gonna go Metagross. Let's see what happens. So we're gonna Dynamax Metagross. I'm hoping I can survive this and get the Meteor Mash into Mimikyu and get good damage that way. If I don't Dynamax, I think my Metagross goes down, so I think this is kind of more my realistic attempt. Plus, Dynamax does not really do anything with Sheer Force. I think if anything, just ignores the attack buff. And because of the way how Sheer Force and Life Orb connect, I don't want to be taking any more extra damage than necessary. So, am I going to... Oh, that was a really bad idea on my end. Yeah, that was a really bad idea. But I post my losses too, so you win some, you lose some. It's a fact of life, unfortunately. So let's see how Darm will handle this. Mimikyu, I'm hoping, does not outspeed me. It does have its screens up as well, so I think this is going to be a rough. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. We be dying, boys. We be dying. Sometimes you have big brain, sometimes you have pea brain. Today I have pea brain. Yeah. Okay. So 2 losses in a row. Not my finest, but... Okay, we have our third opponent. Galarian Articuno. I like it. Grimmsnarl, Garchomp, their own Darm. My nemesis from the bug team, Radiant. And Mimikyu. Okay. So... 5 out of 6 of these things are physically run. So I'm okay with that. I think we are going to bring... I'm expecting a Grimmsnarl lead to set up screens like the Regieleki. That said... See, the Garchomp makes me weary of leading Metagross. Sylveon likes Garchomp and Grimmsnarl as well, so maybe we'll go with... I think Sylveon is a safe bet here. I'll bring Lapras, because Lapras can also hit Garchomp for 4 times super effective, as well as Darm for super effective with the Hydro Pump. And I think, last but not least... Who do I want? Metagross. I might have missed that by like literally a second. So let's see how this goes. See if it gave me the actual team that I wanted. Darm lead, okay. Into Darm. So, this is an awkward situation. If he's Scarf, he wins. If he's not Scarf, we have the potential speed tie. We're gonna Rock Slide, see what happens. Okay, so he went for a U-turn, which makes me think he's Scarf. Because usually with a choice item, if you don't like your matchup, that's usually the safest bet, is to U-turn or Volt Switch. So the fact that he got a little bit of chip into me, that makes me think it's Scarf. So Greedent. Now the nice thing about Darm is I am not Scarf, and I should naturally outspeed, so we're going to superpower this Greedent. And then we're going to get Darm out of there as quickly as possible. That was Regressal. Die, Greedent, die. That was sounded a little bit more violent than I meant it to. But Cressel, you have been avenged. Okay, so what does my opponent bring up next? I wish I could read kanji. Oh, I did miss it because there's Regidrago. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. That said, let's just double check. There's 2 fairies on my opponent's team, but I feel like I should preserve Darm. So, Regidrago, it's your turn to shine. Apparently you were more excited to go for the battle than Metagross was. Iron Head, okay. Alright, so if I remember this right, Scarf Darm is faster than Scarf Regidrago, and I don't like the amount of damage that I just took for the Dragon Energy, so we're going to go for a Draco Meteor. We're going to nuke him. Fairy type? Is it fairy? Yep, it's Mimikyu. I should have went for the Ancient Power. Remember what we were saying about Big Brain versus P-Brain? P-Brain moment. Very big P-Brain moment. So, Regidrago has to get out of there. But that's okay, we have Lapras. When in doubt, believe in Lapras. Lapras has been a very, very consistent Pokemon for me ever since Gigantamax came out. Or rather, Gigantamax Lapras became legal on Battlespot. So, we are going to leave in Lapras. And we're going to go with the G-Max Resonance that was Freeze Dry because I don't want to just burn the PP off of... I'm running Blizzard on this Lapras over Sheer Cold. The main reason is I hate both of their accuracies, but Sheer Cold, although it's got that one-hit KO potential, I just do not like that. The even worse accuracy on Sheer Cold. So that's my spiel on Blizzard. I wouldn't mind trying out Blender Policy at some point with Blizzard in doubles, but I don't know. This is Weakness Policy Lapras, which I really like. Basically just that extra bulk from Aurora Veil, plus the extra damage from Weakness Policy. It's just amazing. So now we're going to go for our full-powered Resonance. Mimikyu's probably going to Dynamax and probably going to give me a nasty time, but here's the good thing. Darm, in theory, should be able to do a lot of damage to this thing even once it's Dynamaxed. Excuse me. So, once this thing is Dynamaxed, it's got no priority. So, Darm should be able to do a lot. And if Darm does more than enough damage, the other thing is Lapras has the weakness, or the Aurora Veil, so this should help me survive. Oh yeah, we're gonna survive a couple of these. Well, at least the first one. That defense drop is misfortunate. And plus, I only have one more turn to Dynamax after this anyways. So, we are going to do it again. Because if at first you don't succeed, do it again. Max Starfall is going... Yeah, it's... Oh, yeah, that defense drop. I wonder if that Max Phantasm was Shadow Sneak before the Dynamax move. But that's okay. That was my last turn Dynamax anyways. So we'll bring in Darm and try to go for the Flare Blitz and hope that I get the KO. Because if not, Regidrago is scarfing into Ancient Power. And no one wants that. Nobody wants Ancient Power. The only reason why I have Ancient Power on this thing is just so that I have the one option. Okay, so... I wonder if he thinks I'm Scarf, because I'm pretty sure Mimikyu would have outsped me there. Or he just really wanted that Shadow Sneak. Darm's weird because HP-wise, it's got a good HP stat, but its defenses are absolute garbage. You can do some funny things with Darm with its defenses, where you can live some weird hits on very, very specific examples, but it's weird. So let's see where this goes. So either they're taking a while to figure out what they want, or the game's lagging. Okay. That's okay. I like that. Let's see how much damage this Flare Blitz does to another Darm. Oh, that was disgusting. Of course, that was my last turn of Aurora Veil as well, but... Okay, let's mess around with this. If he switches in Mimikyu, that's bad. If he doesn't switch in Mimikyu, this might be good. Let's see. He loses his Darm to recoil here. Now Mimikyu is now reset. I might have this, but I might lose still. 0-3 is not a good way to start this tournament, but at the same time, I'm gonna let Regidrago go down here, and Darm is going to go for a Fire Punch. That Life Orb on Mimikyu is also very nice as well, because it's taking recoil and getting gradually chipped down. The question is can Shadow Sneak do 70 damage to Darm? That's the question. Can it do it? We're gonna Fire Punch. Because Fire Punch at that low health, he didn't Shadow Sneak. Oh, thank you! Apparently Darm was faster. Anyways, not much really I can add there. We're gonna leave it there for this video. 1 and 2, still not what I would have liked to start the tournament, but at the same time, it is what it is. Thank you for watching, and if you really want to, feel free to subscribe. I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.